With you. 5 months. 5 months had passed and you would have thought Chase was used to it by now. Kissing and hugging. The sweet giggle and laugh. The sight of them going out to enjoy a date or watch the stars under a blanket. All the time, and Chase still hated it. Oh, he pretended it wouldn't bother him when Marshall and Sky announced that they were dating. He cheered her on publicly, but privately he cursed and cried. When Marshall came to him for advice, he could have sabotaged him, but he didn't do it out of love for his friends. When Sky told him on patrol that being with Marshall was the best thing she had ever done, he didn't growl or scream, but nodded calmly. When the others said they were cute together, and the city congratulated two of their heroes coming together, Chase just stood there, watching, and hate every second of it. It should be me. That was the one thought that went through Chase's head every single moment he saw her together. He should have been. He loved Sky. He adored them. He wanted them more than anything else in this world. And now she was Marshall's. He should be happy for them. They were his best friends. The three were Paw Patrol for a year before the others joined. It should be me. Should there be something? Chase freaked out of his thoughts and turned away from the sight of Sky and Marshall playing day. Looking at Rocky, who used a custom leaf vacuum cleaner to pick up the fall leaves, the recycling puppy said, "You said it, it should be me." What do you mean by that? I mean, it should be me who picks up the leaves. You do it all the time, so I should be a good friend and help you, Chase replied quickly. Oh, thank you, Chase. Rocky wobbled his body until the leaf sucker was off his back. I needed a break anyway. I owe you one. Sure, Chase replied as he took it upon himself to put on the equipment. Do you think you can turn on my police car this weekend? I think the brakes need work. No problem, we'll see you at dinner, Rocky replied as he walked away. Chase grumbled as he got to work by activating the leaf vacuum cleaner with a bark and began lowering his front body to reach down. While working, he kept an eye on Marshall and Sky, who had just attacked the Dalmatian and given him a kiss. One that he answered with his own passionate kiss. The mere sight of him seeing his so-called best friend close his lips with the girl of his dreams led Chase to go there and rip her off. He didn't want to admit it, but he knew deep in his heart that it was his own fault. He kept his secret crush near him for a long time. Nobody knew about it. Not Ryder, not the puppies, and not even Marshall. Not once did he think of the idea that one of his friends also had feelings for Sky, especially his best friend. Marshall didn't once make it clear that he had feelings for Sky, not in all the years they've been together. What hurt the most, however, were Sky's feelings for Marshall. It wasn't just an incentive for the moment. She confessed to having them for a long time. It always had Marshall. Never Hunt. Never he. He saw the two separate before kissing each other on the nose to say goodbye and walking in opposite directions. Marshall, with a big, silly smile on his face, went to Chase, who did his best to look normal and not the complete anger he felt deep down at the puppy in front of him. Hey, Chase. I thought Rocky would make the leaves. I thought I was going to take over for him. You know, be a good friend and everything, Chase replied with a lie. Marshall nodded. That was nice of you. But on the other hand, you're the nicest puppy in the world. Come on, that's not me, Chase whispered, blushing. No, I'm serious. You're always there to help us with everything, Marshall replied with a friendly lick on the cheek. In fact, I owe it to you that you helped me confess to Sky. If you didn't tell me to try and be brave. Don't remind me, Chase replied in his head, but he kept smiling. Well, I think you can pay it back to me by being the best puppy at your wedding. Marshall quickly turned red and stuttered, "DDD, don't rush into such TT things." Chase faked a laugh and hit him a little harder on the shoulder. I'm just kidding. I'm happy for you, Marshall. Thank you, Chase. Hey, Maybe I can pay back the favor by helping you find a girl. Everest is still free, Marshall replied. I'm sorry, but she's not my type, Chase replied. The only one I ever wanted you to steal from me. Well, if you find a girl, let me know. I'm happy to help, Marshall replied with a loud yawn. I will get some sleep before dinner. See you there. Chase waved goodbye before ducking when Marshall wasn't looking. Damn, I shouldn't behave like that. They are my best friends all over the world. I should be happy, but why can't I? He continued to suck up the leaves until his nose picked up his faint smell, suggesting that this was a place where he had buried something. There were technically scents everywhere, but this one made Chase pause. Something about this was. Call him. Remove the leaf vacuum cleaner and decide to dig. In a few minutes, he figured out what it was and tilted his head. A dead hand? No, wait. He took it out with his teeth and spat it out. Isn't that the monkey's paw I got in the summer? He remembered because it was hard to get the feeling of meeting this old dog that gave him the scare. She said something about fulfilling wishes, but I don't. Wait. Chase stopped and looked closely at it. One on his fingers, the pinky, was folded. Didn't she say that a finger is folded when you want something? But I don't remember wishful thinking. With his eyes widening, he realized that he was making a wish while holding it. He wished Marshall would meet with his crush. The next day, Marshall confessed, and Sky reciprocated his feelings. Could it be? Did the wish come true? No, that's impossible, Chase said. But there was a thought in Chase's head. What if this made a difference? What if Marshall and Sky fell in love? Did that mean it wasn't real? If there was no choice, doesn't that mean it was forced love? Was it all a lie? He stared at the monkey's paw, torn for what he was supposed to do. Chase ate his dinner quickly and kept the conversation to a minimum. Luckily, no one asked questions, and he was able to return to his puppy house and said he would settle in early. When he was sure no one was looking, Chase ordered the door of the puppy house to be closed and left him alone. He stared at the monkey's paw he had hidden from eating and wondered if he should use it again or not. Maybe I need to try it? Give a wish and see if it comes true or not. He might want money to help the Paw Patrol pay for better equipment and equipment. There were also superpowers to become a superhero to fight crime. He could ask for world peace and end all suffering around the world. Damn, I could even wish I was president. But the only thing that remained in his head was his previous wish. Might. Could I undo it? If the magic of the paw would bring his best friends together. Could it also separate them? Sky would be free to convince again, but Marshall would be heartbroken. Do I have the right to do this to my best friend? He is so happy. He closed his eyes and growled. Damn, what do I think? I can't do that. He couldn't. To neither of them. When it was well past midnight, Chase still couldn't take off the monkey's paw. It was as if it enticed him to use it in his head. No matter what wish he wanted to fulfill, all that came to mind was the idea of dividing Marshall and Sky apart. Deep down, he wanted to do it. However, he knew that this was wrong at every level. He decided to take some breath, put down the monkey's paw and decided to walk around a bit. The moon shone over his head as he sounded from his friends who snored blissfully in their dreams and echoed in the area. He went down where the little pier they had was, only to see two figures that were already there. He quickly hid behind a bush and narrowed his eyes and focused on the two figures, who were none other than Sky and Marshall. He sat quietly and watched as they watched the sea in front of them. "It's beautiful," Sky replied, sighing. "Watching the moonlight water always makes me relaxed." "It's even better to have a beautiful puppy like you can watch him with," Marshall replied, allowing Sky to pet him. "Hey, Sky?" "Yes," the cockapoo asked, tilting his head. "Why did you fall in love with a puppy like me?" asked Marshall, rubbing his throat. "I'm not exactly the bravest or the most balanced. Damn, I'm a nerd in a way. Why didn't you fall in love with someone like Chase?" Sky paused in her thoughts before answering. "To be honest, I had something for Chase early on." Chase's eyes widened. "But it didn't seem like he was interested," Sky replied before smiling at her boyfriend. "So I turned my attention to you. Plus, there are some traits you have that Chase doesn't have." "How?" "Besides pupfoo and running, Chase is better at everything in me," Marshall replied, tilting his head. "He doesn't have the kindness you give," Sky replied, smiling. "While Chase is passionate about being a leader and ensuring people's safety, your passion is to make people happy and help others outside of duty. You also have a smile that he doesn't have." Sky sighed. "I'm sure I'd be happy under Chase, but I think I would be happier with you." "Sky," Marshall replied, smiling. "I didn't really think I could confess to you if Chase didn't exist. He's a great friend." "Yes, it is," Sky replied, looking at the moon. "I'm glad he helped us get together. We really owe him a—" "Maybe we could name a child after him," asked Marshall with a laugh and made Sky blush. I was joking." "I wouldn't mind," Sky replied, lowering her head but smiling. "When we're older, maybe." Chase slowly began to walk away. He didn't want to hear Marshall, embarrassed by how early it was to think that. Or how Sky just teased him. He went back to his puppy house and stretched the monkey paw into his paws. "I wish Marshall and Sky weren't together anymore." And with that, the second finger folded.
So, jetzt sind wir mal an einer Elevensen. Test Nummer 2 gewesen. Das war jetzt der zweite Part gewesen. Aber ich schaffe das dritte Part so schnell wie man kann wieder machen. Und dann, wenn ich dann alles habe richtig, dann will ich mal die ganze mal vormachen. Die ganze Geschichte meine ich. Und für das, ich bin dafür da vorbei. Wir sehen uns live auf PS4 und bis dann. Bis gleich.